What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nar from the Nar Report. Back today with another episode. This is episode 28 of the Nar Report. And I just want to say thank y'all for all the love and support. Keep on showing me all the love and support, and I'll keep on doing this Nar Report, baby. I do it because of y'all. All right, as y'all know, I love talking about sports. Sports is my passion, and I'm here to talk sports with y'all. If y'all have any questions, leave it in the comments. You can hit me up on Instagram and TikTok at _nar_report. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media platforms as well too. And in today's episode, I'll talk about some NFL free agency stuff. A lot has been going on in the NFL. I'll talk about all the major moves that's happened and stuff like that. March Madness is officially here. Now, here's the thing about March Madness. I haven't been really paying attention to March Madness like that, like watching all the games, but I'm going to tell you the games that I saw yesterday because I only watched a couple of them. I haven't really watched all of them. The Lakers, without LeBron James, have been officially well, but now that LeBron James is back, I'll tell y'all about what I think about the Lakers moving forward, give y'all some NBA recap, and this NBA playoff push is coming down to the wire. We're going to talk about who's going to be in the play-in, the playoffs, and stuff like that. All right? But first of all, quick shout out to my guy, Mr. 411 from Mr. 411 Sports World Network. Make sure y'all go follow him on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at 411 Sports World Network. That is my favorite person to talk to about sports. He is a very cool guy. Let's get into it. Starting off with some NFL stuff. Now, NFL free agency is officially underway, and I'm here to tell y'all some moves that impressed me and what I think about them. Starting off with the first move, Deebo Samuel has been traded from the San Francisco 49ers to the Washington Commanders. Now, I love this move by Washington. This was the team that was in the NFC Championship game last year, lost to Philly, got a talented offense. Jaden Daniels has another weapon to go alongside him and Scary Terry. Washington has a top 5 offense in the league now. They officially have a top 5 offense in the NBA after adding Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders. And here's my hot take for the Commanders. I think Washington will win the NFC East this year. Yes, and here's why. Nobody repeats in that division. Their defense is good. Their offense is amazing. I think Washington is the team to beat in that division. Now, obviously, the team to beat is the Philadelphia Eagles because, they're the defending Super Bowl champions. But next season, though, I believe Washington is the team to beat in that division. All right? And I will not be surprised if Washington makes it out the NFC next year because they have a talented team, talented roster. I love their guys. Young defense, great offense. Zach Ertz at tight end. Watch out for Washington next year. That's one move. And another move I like to talk about is Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They finally re-signed with the Cincinnati Bengals. They finally been paid, baby. Congrats to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins for getting that bag. They both got it on the same day. And it was about time these boys have got paid because they are talented receivers. The Cincinnati Bengals have a top 5 offense in the league. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, amazing quarterback wide receiver duo. The Bengals also have a wide receiver duo as well, too. A good wide receiver duo in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And here's my thoughts on the Bengals heading into next season. I have the Bengals winning the AFC North. Yes, I have the Bengals winning the AFC North, and I have them making it to the AFC Championship game, back to the AFC Championship game, because the Bengals are a very good team. They are the biggest threats to the Kansas City Chiefs. I will say that the Cincinnati Bengals are a top 5 team in the AFC when they're healthy. Sorry about that, guys. But otherwise, though, what a move by the Cincinnati Bengals re-signing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Jameis Winston is headed to the New York Giants on a 2-year deal. That deal was finalized yesterday. And a couple more quarterback moves. Geno Smith has gone from the Seahawks to the Raiders, reunited with Pete Carroll, his former coach from the Seattle Seahawks. My nose keep itching, guys. Sorry about that. But I love this move by the Raiders, but I still feel like they should still draft a quarterback at number 6. I think they should draft Shadur Sanders because Shadur Sanders in Vegas will look very nice, and all they got to do is get him some receivers, and then I'm telling you, if the Raiders get Shadur Sanders and apply him with a lot of offensive weapons, the Raiders are a very good team. Cooper Kupp has left the Los Angeles Rams and signed with their division rival, the Seattle Seahawks. I love this move. But Seahawks don't have a quarterback, but I love this move by the Seattle Seahawks. They got another wide receiver after letting go of DK Metcalf. He has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cooper Kupp with the Seattle Seahawks will look very nice. Alongside Jackson Smith-Njigba, whatever his name is, Jackson Smith. That's going to be a great wide receiver duo in Seattle, and all they need is a very good quarterback. And the Seattle Seahawks got a very good team. DK Metcalf to the Steelers. That's a good move. They got a good wide receiver to go alongside George Pickens. Question, who's going to be their quarterback? I'm hearing Russell Wilson. I'm hearing Aaron Rodgers. At that point, we just don't know who their quarterback is going to be. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm resigning with the Pittsburgh Steelers because who else would you play for? The Giants? Come on now. He should automatically re-sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Another move I like to talk about, Aaron Rodgers. Where will he land? You know what I'm saying? We've been hearing New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'll consider going to the Giants because, number one, you play for the Jets. You already live in New York, so why not stay in New York and just go play for the the Giants? Think about it. You're staying in New York, but you're just going to play for a different team in the New York Giants. So I think the New York Giants is a good fit for Aaron Rodgers. And that's what I got on NFL free agency. But otherwise, though, that's it. I love all the moves. I'll probably talk about some more next week. And now let's get into some March Madness, baby. March Madness is officially underway, and I'm going to tell you who I have winning on each side. In the men's side, I got Duke winning it all. Yes, Cooper Flagg will win the championship this year, and he deserves a ring, all right? He deserves a ring. I think Cooper Flagg will carry Duke to the championship game. I don't know who they play, but all I know is I got Duke winning the championship this year. They got a very good team alongside Cooper Flagg. And on the women's side, I got USC, Juju Watkins, best women's basketball player in college right now. That girl is a bucket, walking bucket. I got USC winning the championship on the women's side, and that's about it for March Madness. Now I'm going to go over to some games that were interested in me. Duke beats Baylor. Speaking of Duke, since I have them winning the championship, they beat Baylor 89-66. What a game this was by Duke. Cooper Flagg, 18 points. Duke ran all over Baylor. This is why I have Duke win the championship. They can play offense. They can play defense. They got very good ball movement. I just love what I see for Duke. All right? I hope nothing but the best for Duke from here on out because this is the team I have winning the championship. And USC, I think Juju Watkins is going to go crazy. Okay? She's my favorite college basketball player on the women's side because she is special. She has a very good talent. She can shoot the ball. She can drive to the basket. She can play defense. Juju Watkins is a talented player. And I'm going to talk about more about March Madness in these shows when it gets very interesting. Now we're heading into the Sweet 16. Now we go over to the NBA. All right. The Lakers. This is one team I like to talk about. The Lakers, LeBron James officially back, but without LeBron, the Lakers were balling though. Luka Doncic did his thing. Austin Reeves was balling. I love what I've seen from the Los Angeles Lakers. All right. As of right now, LeBron is back. They are the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They are playing right now against the Orlando Magic. And this is a game I believe they'll win. LeBron James came back from injury. He looked pretty good, but I didn't expect much from him coming back from the injury when they lost to the Chicago Bulls, which I'm going to get into that game in just a moment. But otherwise, though, if the Lakers are healthy, they're at least finishing top 3 in the West. All right? The Lakers are my favorites to come out of the Western Conference. And y'all can call me biased or whatever. I have them winning the West over OKC. They're my favorites over OKC, and here's why. Yes, I love OKC. They are a very good team. I love Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They are young, they are talented, they are well coached, they are athletic. But when I look at this Lakers team, This Lakers team has gotten way better ever since trading for Luka Doncic. Like, I just love what I'm seeing for the Lakers, but all they need is to work on their defense, and they are a complete championship contender team. Yes, all the Lakers got to do is work on defense. I feel like if they get the defense down pat, they're going to be a problem in the playoffs. All right. And another game I watched last night, a potential first round preview between the OKC Thunder and the Los Angeles Clippers. OKC beats LA 103-101 in Los Angeles. What a game this was, down to the wire. OKC had a great game. Offense was good. Defense was good. Let's talk about it. SGA, 26 points. Isaiah Hartenstein, 14 points. Good game. Alex Caruso had 14. Good game. Lou Dortz, 10 points. And Carson Wallace, 8 points. Jalen Williams, 12 points. And the most points on the bench comes from Aaron Wiggins. I love this OKC team, all right? Yes, they are the favorites to come out the West, but I got to see what they'll do in the playoffs, all right? Because this was the team that was the number 1 seed last year in the West and lost in the semifinals to the Dallas Mavericks. So I'm not that high on OKC, but I do feel like they can come out the West. All right? And there's some other stuff that's been going on in the NBA. Steph Curry is out with injury. He will not be out for that long. He hurt his back in the game against the Toronto Raptors, which they won. They're on a 6-game road trip. He should be back by the first week of April. I believe Steph Curry will be back by the first week of April. They sit in 6th in the West, and they got a pretty favorable schedule. They play tomorrow against the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler returns to Miami to face on his former team. That's going to be a good one. Yes, I would love to see what Jimmy Butler does against his former team. But otherwise, though, I think the Warriors are fine. They got Butler, who can step up for Curry while he's out. They got Draymond Green. They got a good team. I feel like Golden State is good, okay? As long as they don't slide into the play-in, they're all right. But they're 100% making the playoffs, all right? And another game I like to talk about from last night that impressed me from the NBA, the Denver Nuggets without Nikola Jokic has been balling lately, though. They've been balling. Jamal Murray is on a tear right now. He scored 38 points in this win against the Houston Rockets, 116-111. Jamal Murray, amazing game, 39 points. That dude was spectacular, carrying the Denver Nuggets while Nikola Jokic is out. Denver is also my favorites to come out the West. My top 3 teams to come out the West in this order: LA Lakers, OKC Thunder, and the Denver Nuggets. All right. And I got the Lakers at 1 because I think the Lakers right now can beat OKC in a 7-game series, but all they got to do is work on their defense. OKC is 2. No disrespect to them, but hey, you never know. And Denver at 3 because you can never count out Nikola Jokic. All right, so once Jokic comes back, the Denver Nuggets are going to be who they usually are, a championship contender team. But I love all these guys that are stepping up. Westbrook has been stepping up big time. I love what he's doing in Denver. Aaron Gordon has been playing exceptionally well. Michael Porter Jr. has been playing exceptionally well. I love where this Denver team is at right now. They are number 3 in the West. And they could potentially face the Lakers in the playoffs again. Potentially in the second round, but we'll see how the season finishes out, where they finish in the standings, and see if they play the Lakers again. But I feel like they will, but if they do, I got the Lakers winning the series. All right? The Cavaliers were on a 16-game winning streak. Their winning streak was snapped by the Orlando Magic. They went on a 4-game losing streak and then won last night against the Utah Jazz. Now, Cleveland is fine. Now, I understand Cleveland was on this 4-game losing streak after winning 16 in a row, but it's not the end of the world, okay? They have a comfortable lead in the Eastern Conference for the number 1 seed. The only way Boston gets the number 1 seed is if Cleveland loses out. That's about it. And Boston wins out, which is very highly unlikely. But otherwise, though, Cleveland will be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're fine. All right. Breaking news coming from the NBA today. Anthony Davis will make his return back to the Dallas Mavericks in the starting lineup as they take on the Brooklyn Nets. The Dallas Mavericks are on a 4-game road trip, and their road trip starts tonight in Brooklyn against the Nets. They play tomorrow against the New York Knicks. They're going to Thursday. They're in Orlando, and then they play Chicago. Mavs season is not over. They still have a chance. Yes, I'm not counting out the Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen. And here's why. Anthony Davis is coming back. I feel like he's going to do his thing, try to get the Mavericks back into playoff contention. Now, will the Mavs make the playoffs? Maybe, but there's a good chance they could sleep in. I mean, not sleep in to the play-in tournament. All right. So, otherwise, though, I love this for the Dallas Mavericks, okay? AD is coming back strong. Klay Thompson is going to do his thing. I feel like the only way the Dallas Mavericks are going to make the playoffs is if AD stays healthy and average 30 a game. All right? And quick shout out to Chumpy. What's up, Chumpy? AZ's sleeper Final Four team. Hey, I love it, man. I think Arizona could make it to the Final Four because I've been watching them in March Madness, and, man, these boys have been balling. All right? So shout out to Arizona. I hope they make it to the Final Four. But I got Duke winning the championship, though. All right? So thanks for coming on the live champion. Thank you for all the love and support. Make sure you sub to the YouTube. If you haven't, click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live. And follow the social media at _NAR_report. Quick shout out to Champy. Now back on the Mavericks. Anthony Davis is back. I think he's going to go on a tear for the Dallas Mavericks. And here's why. He has something to prove. Anthony Davis has something to prove, ladies and gentlemen. He was traded for Luka Doncic, and all these rumors saying, shut him down for the year. There's no chance their season is over. I'm not counting these boys out, okay? I'm not going to count out the Dallas Mavericks to make the play-in. They are tied with the Phoenix Suns. The Suns own the tiebreaker, and the Mavericks have a chance to get the 9th seed, all right? Because the Kings' schedule is very tough down the stretch, and I'm getting to that later in the show. I love where the Dallas Mavericks are right now because I want to see the Mavericks in the playoffs, okay? I want to see Anthony Davis carry this Mavs team to the playoffs. Now, it's highly unlikely, but I just want to see Anthony Davis at full strength, fully healthy, and bring the Dallas Mavericks back into playoff contention. All right? So, that's it for the Mavericks. The Suns have been on a winning streak lately. They've won 3 in a row. All right. The Suns are officially in that 10th spot in the play-in tournament. They have a very tough schedule coming up. So if the Suns stay consistent and win those tough games, the Suns could make the play-in. They could be the 9th seed. And I'll be real with you. If the Suns finish the 9th seed in the West, they can make the playoffs. Okay, and here's why. Because you get 1 game at home if you're the 9th seed, and then you have to go on the road for the 8th seed. I feel like the Suns can make the playoffs. I'm not saying they will make the playoffs. I'm just saying they can make the playoffs. And this playoff push for the NBA season is coming down to the wire, baby. It's coming down to the wire. My favorite part of the NBA season. Man, let's get into this playoff push, baby. Let's go over these standings right now. Playoff push time, baby. Let's get into it. Eastern Conference at number 1, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers sitting at 57-14. Number 1 in the East. They pretty much got it locked up. Okay? I think Cleveland is fine. They're going to finish number 1 in the East. By the end of the week, they'll probably clinch number 1 in the East. And then after they clinch number 1 in the East, Cleveland should go ahead and rest their starters. I love this Cavs team. I love Donovan Mitchell. I love Darius Garland. Great guard duo in the backcourt. I do not have Cleveland coming out the West, but it's possible they can come out the West. But, hey, you never know. At number 2, you got the Boston Celtics at 52-19, defending NBA champions. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, great duo in the backcourt. Drew Holiday, a great defensive player. Porzingis. When he comes back, the Celtics are going to be a problem. I believe he's back or not. Well, if Porzingis comes back, the Celtics are going to be who they really are. All right. And they are the biggest threats to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Boston is still the team to beat in the Eastern Conference because they are the defending NBA champions. But Cleveland is the biggest threat to them. And only two teams are going to come out the East, which is Cleveland or Boston. All right. So I love where Boston is. I think they can make it back to the NBA Finals this year. I got them going back to the Finals and facing the Los Angeles Lakers in the Finals. Lakers-Celtics is my NBA Finals matchup. At number 3, you got the Knicks at 44-26. Knicks, they've been up and down a lot, all right? And I'm going to be real with you. The New York Knicks are a first-round exit, okay? They are a first-round exit. And here are their potential first-round opponents. Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit. I think all three of those teams can beat the Knicks, all right? I think Indiana could beat the Knicks. I think Milwaukee could beat the Knicks. Even the Detroit Pistons. Yes, I feel like the Detroit Pistons could beat the New York Knicks in a 7-game series. So, I understand Brunson is hurt right now, but the Knicks have been up and down ever since Brunson has been hurt. They got to figure out how they're going to play without their star player and their leader. Somebody has to step up for the New York Knicks. Who is it going to be? Karl Towns, Josh Hart, or Giannonobi? Somebody got to step up for the Knicks right now. They could potentially fall to the 4th seed because Indiana is only 3 games back. But I think New York will be fine finishing at that 3rd spot. At number 4, you got the Indiana Pacers at 41-29. I got this team making it out. Well, not making out. Well, this team could make it out the 1st round. Okay, I love where things stand right now in Indiana. They've been the comeback Pacers for these past couple of days, coming back from Minnesota, coming back on the Timberwolves, coming back on the Dallas Mavericks the other night. The Pacers, this was the team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't think they make it back this year because the East got better, stronger, and everybody's going to be ready to go by playoff time. I do believe whoever they play in the 1st round is going to be an interesting series. All right? It's a race for that 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. It's going to come on between Indiana, Milwaukee, and Detroit. All those 3 teams separated by 1 game. By the way it's looking, I think Indiana is going to finish the number 4 seed, and they'll either play Milwaukee or Detroit in the 1st round. And I love for them to see them play Detroit because Detroit and Indiana match up well with each other. At number 5, you got the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. At 40-30, if the Milwaukee Bucks are healthy by the playoffs, if Damian Giannis are healthy, I got the Milwaukee Bucks going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, I do believe if the Bucks are healthy, they can upset the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2nd round. And I will not be surprised if they beat the Boston Celtics. Okay? Just know, if the Bucks are healthy, I got them going to the Eastern Conference Finals. All right, and here's why. First of all, number 1, you got a great duo in Giannis and Dame. All right? You got Brook Lopez. You got Bobby Portis. Kyle Kuzma has been balling ever since he got to Milwaukee. A younger version of Chris Middleton. Doc Rivers is a good coach, but he has to get over that hump, though. He hasn't been past the 2nd round in years. But I do believe Doc Rivers is going to do his thing. The Bucks are going to do their thing to make it past the first 2 rounds. I think they can upset the Cavs. All right? So watch out for the Milwaukee Bucks. They are my 3rd team to come out, to potentially come out the East. I would not be surprised if they do. At number 6, you got the Detroit Pistons. Detroit basketball. Man, them boys in Detroit are balling. Cade Cunningham with the game winner the other night against the Miami Heat, who have snapped their losing streak the other night against the Charlotte Hornets. But Detroit has been balling lately, though. I would love to see them get that 5 seed and play the Indiana Pacers in the 1st round. And I do believe whoever Detroit plays in the 1st round, if they play the Knicks, I got them upsetting the Knicks. If they play the Pacers, I got them beating the Pacers. Because this Detroit team is young, well coached. Cade Cunningham is an all-star. Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder. These boys in Detroit got a squad. Asur Thompson, the brother of Amon Thompson, that boy can ball. But, hey, Detroit can ball, man. All right? I love where this team is right now. They're playing at a high level. And after going into a full rebuild last season, these boys are ready for the playoffs. I do believe Detroit will finish sixth in the Eastern Conference or fifth, and they'll be ready in the playoffs, okay? They'll be ready. At number 7, you got my Atlanta Hawks at 35-36, winning back-to-back games at home against the Warriors and the Pistons. Good wins by my Atlanta Hawks. I love where we stand right now in the East. I don't think we're going to make it out the play-in, but we at least need, if we're going to be in the play-in, we at least got to finish 7th to have home court in the play-in tournament. All right? Now, I do feel like we're going to make the playoffs. Our team has officially gotten better at the trade deadline, adding Caris LeVert and George Niang and Terrence Mann, trading away DeAndre Hunter and Bogdan Bogdanovic. I still support these guys, but our team has gotten better. Okay, defensively, offensively, George Niang, I love what he's doing right now. Catching and shooting the 3 ball, he can play defense. Caris LeVert, ever since he got to Atlanta, he's been balling, and Terrence Mann has been balling as well too. I love what my Atlanta Hawks is so far. But if Jalen Johnson was healthy, we are top 5 in the East. Okay, next season, if we keep this same team and Jalen Johnson comes back healthy, the Atlanta Hawks could be a problem next year. All right, we could be a problem next year in the Eastern Conference. So watch out. Quick shout out to my guy, Mr. 411 Sports World. What's up, my guy, Mr. 411? He says the Hawks are solid, just a KD away. I agree, man. Trae Young alongside Kevin Durant, that is a great duo. The pick and roll is going to be the same. Kevin Durant is still in his prime. I believe the Hawks need a veteran player. And we all know when Kevin Durant is healthy, he's a top 10 player in the league. All right? So I do feel like we should make a trade for Kevin Durant during the offseason. And appreciate all the love and support from my guy, Mr. 401. I love you, man. That is my guy. I enjoy talking sports with him every day. Not every day, but yes, every day. I appreciate talking to him about sports. Every time I want to talk about sports, he is my guy to talk about. We talk about a lot of stuff. You know, NBA, NFL. Hey. But back to what I was saying, my Atlanta Hawks, we're balling right now. And he also says veteran player. Great point, Yard. I appreciate that. Yes, we do need a veteran on our team because we got young guys. All right, we got young guys. I feel like if we get some veterans on our team that can still play at a high level, like a Kevin Durant, I love this team. Next year, we could be a problem. At number 8, we got the Orlando Magic sitting at 33-38. Orlando has been up and down, but Jalen Suggs is out for the season. Paolo Banchero, he has been balling, but I don't really see much from Orlando. I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. At number 9, you got the Chicago Bulls sitting at 31-40. They beat the Lakers the other night, 146-110. Man, those Bulls on Saturday night when they beat the Lakers, they look like the 95 Bulls out there. Kobe White, great game. Josh Giddey, great game. The Chicago Bulls are balling. There are 2 games back from the Orlando Magic for the 8th seed. I do believe that the Chicago Bulls are going to get the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference, all right, because Orlando has been struggling. Chicago has been very consistent lately. I love where this Chicago Bulls team is right now. Kobe White is a future All-Star. Josh Giddey, shout out to Josh Giddey. He has been balling ever since he came to Chicago. But I do feel like the Chicago Bulls will make the playoffs. So my 2 teams to get into the playoffs from the play-in, Atlanta and Chicago. All right. And Mr. 401 also says the Bills are a wild card. Yes, they are a play-in team right now. They could finish 8th in the East. The Bulls have been very consistent. Kobe White is doing his thing. Josh Giddey is doing his thing. Nikola Vucic. They got young guys over there. I love where this Chicago's Bull team is right now. Appreciate it, my guy. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the love and support. All love from my guy, Mr. 401 Sports World. Bulls said at number 9, I got them making the playoffs. At number 10, you got the Miami Heat snapped their 10-game losing streak against the Charlotte Hornets last night. I'm gonna be real with you. Miami's not making the playoffs, okay? It would be crazy if the Miami Heat somehow struggle for the rest of the season and then somehow make the playoffs. I think the Miami Heat will finish 10th in the East and they're going to somehow make the playoffs. I just have a feeling. Because they're the playing Heat, okay? They've been the playing Heat for the past 2 years. It's like ever since the Heat have been in the playing tournament, they have found their ways to make the playoffs. But I don't think they'll make it this year. And the race in the playing tournament in the Eastern Conference, it looks like the Atlanta Hawks will be the 7th seed. It's a race for that 8th seed. It'll come up between Orlando and Chicago. I think Chicago will get the 8th seed, Orlando will get the 9th seed, and Miami will stay 10. And that's it for the Eastern Conference. I'm not going to go over the whole standings because it's really all about the playoff push, okay? So that's it for the East. At number 1, Cleveland, Boston, New York, Indiana, Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta, Orlando, Chicago, and Miami. Those are the 10 teams in the East. The way the East is looking, there's no race for the play-in tournament. It's only a race for the 4th seed, which will come up between Indiana, Milwaukee, and Detroit. That's going to be very interesting down the stretch. Not gonna lie, if Detroit get the number 4 seed, they are definitely coming out the first round. All right. And then it's a race for the play-in tournament. In the play-in tournament, the 8th seed will come out between either Orlando or Chicago. And Miami, I don't know what to say, man. They have not been looking too good. Sorry about that. Didn't need me to click on that. Now let's go to the Western Conference. At number 1, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder. They got the West locked up. All right, they just locked up the Western Conference, the number 1 seed. The road to the NBA Finals in the Western Conference goes through Oklahoma City. I love this team. Young, well coached. These boys can ball. All right, they're athletic. They can play defense. They play as a team. It's not just Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's not Jalen Williams. It's not Shea Hongler. They're the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okay? Number 1 team in the West. Favorites to come out the West, too. I would love to see this team win the championship this season. Okay? I would just love to see the Oklahoma City Thunder win the championship this year. Okay? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be the favorite to win MVP right now. I got SGA as my MVP. He's been averaging 30 a game this season. He has been on a tear. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder play like this in the playoffs, SGA averages 30, 40 a game. If Shea Hongler stays healthy, if the Oklahoma City Thunder as a team, watch out. Okay? Just watch out. I got OKC in the conference finals against the Lakers. Depend on standing-wise, seeding-wise. All right? But I do got OKC in the Western Conference Finals. At number 2, you got the Houston Rockets. They're the same as the Oklahoma City Thunder. Young, well-coached, talented, athletic. Sorry, I forgot to mention OKC, their records. OKC is 59-12. I think they'll finish with at least 66 wins this season. Houston is 46-26. They are the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. A week ago, they were the number 5 seed, but ever since they got Amon Thompson back, the Houston Rockets have been balling lately. All right? The Houston Rockets have been balling lately. I love what I'm seeing from Jalen Green. I love what I'm seeing from Amon Thompson. This kid is special. And they got a championship coach under Ime Udoka. I love what he's doing in Houston with these young buds. Man, I would love to see what this Houston Rockets team do in the playoffs, but I don't think they'll do much because of lack of experience. Okay? Lack of playoff experience will hit them in the playoffs, but I will not be surprised if they make it to the Western Conference Finals. All right? Because this Houston Rockets team is special. At number 3, you got the Denver Nuggets sitting at 45-27. Jamal Murray has been balling lately. Playing without Nikola Jokic, hey, the Denver Nuggets are the Denver Nuggets, okay? They can also make it out the West, too. They are a championship contender team. Michael Malone is a great head coach, all right? And I love where this Denver team is at. Westbrook has been balling. Jamal Murray has been doing this thing. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. I'm telling you, when Nikola Jokic comes back, the Denver Nuggets are going to be a problem. All right, because we all know Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world when he is on the court for the Denver Nuggets and he's healthy. All right. So I do love where Denver is in the standings. They are number 3 in the West. They can make it to the Western Conference Finals. They could potentially go back to the NBA Finals. All right, because I love this Denver Nuggets team. All right, I love Nikola Jokic. I love Jamal Murray. The reason why I have Denver potentially coming out the West, my top 3 team, is because you can never count on Nikola Jokic. We all know what Nikola Jokic does in the playoffs. All right, so that's it for Denver. I wish them luck for the rest of the season. At number 4, you got the Los Angeles Lakers sitting at 43-27. I do believe if they stay healthy, they'll finish at least top 3. If not the 2 seed, they'll be the 3 seed. All right, I do believe that because Luka Doncic has been balling with the Los Angeles Lakers. He had 34 the other night. Bron is back. You know LeBron's going to do his thing. But the Lakers are a playoff team, okay? They turn up in the playoffs. I think for the rest of the season, they got Hachimura back. Austin Reeves has been on the tear. That kid is very special to watch, all right? Great duo in Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, a great guard duo. LeBron James, they got a very great starting lineup. Jackson Hayes has been balling. I love what this Los Angeles Lakers team is. I have the Los Angeles Lakers coming out the Western Conference this year. I believe that LeBron James and Luka Doncic will take this team to the NBA Finals, and I got them winning the championship this year. The Los Angeles Lakers will win the championship. All right? Mark my words. But if they get their defense down packed, watch out. At number 5, you got the Memphis Grizzlies sitting at 43-28. I'm going to get into the race where things stand in the West. Not like race for the 2 seed, the play and stuff like that after I get into all this. At number 5, you got the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant has been in and out of the lineup, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has been balling. When Ja Morant is out, they can rely on a guy named Jaren Jackson Jr. He is an all-star. He can shoot the ball, shoot the 3. He can drive to the basket. Very good on offense. Very good on defense. He is a reigning defensive player of the year. Young team in Memphis, Desmond Bane. Brandon Clark is out for the season. I love Zach Edey. I love Memphis, but I think Memphis is a first-round exit. All right? And that's it for Memphis. I don't really expect from them that much, but I do expect Ja Morant to shine in the playoffs, to stay healthy and shine in the playoffs. At number 6, you got the Golden State Warriors at 41-30. Steph Curry will be out for a couple games with his back injury, but it's not that serious, all right? I do feel like if Butler and Draymond do their thing, the Warriors are fine. Now, the Warriors could slide into the play-in tournament. But if Butler and Draymond do their thing, the Warriors will be okay. I do like Golden State. I like Steph Curry. I like Jimmy Butler. I like Draymond Green. Butler has been balling on the Warriors. Draymond Green has been balling lately. Golden State can make it out the first round, okay? I do feel like the Golden State Warriors can make it out the first round, but in my opinion, I think the Warriors are a first-round exit. At number 7, you got the Minnesota Timberwolves sitting at 41-31. They are a half game back from the Golden State Warriors for that 6th seed. I do feel like with Steph Curry out, the Timberwolves could be the 6th seed, okay? If they keep on winning games, last week they had a chance to get the 6th seed if they would have beaten Indiana because the Warriors lost to the Nuggets on that same night too. So if the Timberwolves would have won, they will be the 6th seed right now. But I do feel like with Steph Curry's out, the Timberwolves should take that opportunity of getting that 6th seed. Now, let's go back to the Minnesota Timberwolves. My thoughts on the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, that kid is special. They are a very good team. This was the team that made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. I'm not counting out Anthony Edwards. The Minnesota Timberwolves are my dark horse team to come out the Western Conference. You can never count out Anthony Edwards. All right? He shines in the playoffs. I love watching this man in the playoffs. All right? But otherwise, though, Minnesota's my dark horse to come out the West. I will not be surprised if they make it back to the conference finals. All right? If there are the 6th seed in the West, if the Minnesota Timberwolves finish the 6th seed in the Western Conference, they could potentially go back to the conference finals. Okay? Julius Randle has been balling. Mike Conley, the veteran, he's hooping. Rudy Gobert has been balling. Anthony Edwards doing his thing. Jaden McDaniels, they got Nas Reed, Dante DiVincenzo. I love where Minnesota is right now, and I will be supporting this team during the playoffs too. Yes, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, but I do support the Timberwolves though because I love Anthony Edwards. All right, they are my dark horse team to come out the West. I love where this team is right now. Watch out for Minnesota. Okay, if they stay healthy down the stretch, watch out. Okay, this team made it to the Western Conference Finals last year, and do not be surprised if they make it out the West this year. All right. If they upset OKC or Denver or the Lakers, I will not be surprised because the Minnesota Timberwolves are that good. At number 8, you got the Los Angeles Clippers sitting at 40-31. They lost last night to the OKC Thunder. The Clippers have been balling though. All right. The Clippers are not a dark horse to come out the West. I got the Clippers going home in the first round. If they play OKC, they're going home in the first round. If they play Houston, they're getting out the first round, okay? Depending on where the Clippers finish in the regular season in the Western Conference standings and where they finish, whoever they're playing in the first round, if they play in OKC, they're going home. If they're playing the Denver Nuggets, they're going home. If they're playing the Lakers, those Bulls are going home. The only way the Clippers make it out the first round is if they play the Houston Rockets. I do feel like the Clippers will beat the Rockets because of lack of playoff experience. Now, this Clippers team has been balling, though. Norman Powell has been coming back from injury. James Harden's doing his thing. Kawhi Leonard has been healthy for the second half of the season, which they really need him. But I do love where this Clippers team is right now. If Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy, the Clippers can put up a fight, whoever they play in the playoffs. All right? So that's it on the Clippers. At number 9, you got the Sacramento Kings at 35-35. This team is only 1.5 games back from sliding out of the play-in tournament. The Kings have been on a little losing. They've been up and down so far. Zach LaVine, he's still balling on the Kings, though. DeMar DeRozan is still playing at a high level. All right? They've been balling without Sabonis, though, but I don't really expect much for the Kings. I would love to see them make the playoffs because I love DeMar DeRozan. But otherwise, though, I don't expect much for the Kings, but I do hope they make the playoffs. At number 10, you got the Phoenix Suns sitting at 34-37. They play tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Huge game to keep in pace for that play-in tournament. In the play-in tournament in the West, it's a race for that 9th seed. It's going to come out between Sacramento, Phoenix, and Dallas, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. But the Phoenix Suns, they've been on a 3-game winning streak, trying to win their 4th in a row tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks at home. The Suns are officially in the play-in tournament. And the Suns, you got to keep that final play-in spot, okay? Now that Anthony Davis is back for the Mavericks are not done, all right? Their season is still alive. But I do love what Phoenix is doing right now. Kevin Durant still playing at a high level. Devin Booker is balling. I do feel like Phoenix will make the play-in, but they will not make the playoffs. But if they do finish the 9th seed, I can see the Suns making the playoffs. But Phoenix will most likely get swept again in the first round by OKC. At number 11, you got the Dallas Mavericks sitting at 34-37, 11 in the West. Anthony Davis is back for injury, trying to carry this Mavericks team into the postseason. If Anthony Davis comes back healthy and does his thing, the Mavericks will make the play-in tournament, okay? I do feel like the Mavericks will make the play-in tournament, and here's why. They have the easier schedule than the Phoenix Suns. Anthony Davis is back healthy. They got a very good team. Klay Thompson has been balling. Derek Lively, Dan Gafford are close to returning as well, too. I don't know if they're officially coming back, but I do hear that they're close to returning. But otherwise, though, I do feel like the Dallas Mavericks, as of right now, with Anthony Davis coming back, will make the play-in tournament. At number 12, you got the Portland Trailblazers at 32-40. They are 2 games back for the play-in tournament. Portland has been balling lately, though. I do love this young team. I would love to see them make the play-in, but I don't think it's going to be this year. And the Spurs at 31-39. No De'Aaron Fox. Victor's out for the year. Both of them are out for the season. There are 2.5 games back from the play-in. I don't think they do much. Okay, so let's talk about this wild west. All right, my thoughts on the Western Conference. It's gonna come out between the last day of the, it's gonna come to the last day of the season to see where will these teams finish. You got a race for the 2 seed, the Houston Rockets, the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Memphis Grizzlies. If I was to choose which team will finish number 2 in the West, I'll probably go with the Denver Nuggets. All right. And if the Lakers stay healthy, they'll finish at least top 3. All right. Key game coming up in this race for the 2 seed. The Lakers play the Rockets next week. All right. They will play each other next week in Los Angeles next Monday. That could be a huge game for that 2 seed. But yes, that is a huge game. All right. And if the Lakers win that game, that could be key. All right. And they play the Rockets again in April in Los Angeles as well, too. They play the Rockets next Monday and next month. All right. So those are 2 huge key games for the Los Angeles Lakers if they're trying to get the 2 seed. But I do feel confident that they'll win both of these games. All right. But Memphis is going to finish number 5. Denver's going to, if I was to predict which finish is going to finish in this exact order, I would say Denver, LA Lakers, Houston Rockets, then Memphis Grizzlies. All right. That's my top 5. And OKC being the 1 seed. You got a race for the 6th seed. It's coming out between Golden State, Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Los Angeles Clippers. Who will get this 6th seed? Let's see. Let's go over the remaining schedule for the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors play tomorrow in Miami against the Heat. They got the Heat, the Pelicans, the Spurs, the Grizzlies, the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets, the Suns, the Spurs, the Trailblazers, and the Clippers. Not gonna lie, Golden State can win a lot of those games, but it's gonna be very tough for the Warriors. The Timberwolves, they're playing tonight against the Pacers. They got to win that game. And then after that, they got the Suns, the Pistons, the Nuggets, the Nets, the 76ers, the Bucks, the Grizzlies, the Nets, and then the Jazz. I do feel like the Timberwolves could finish the 6th seed in the Western Conference. If Minnesota finishes 6th, they're going to be a problem. And the Clippers, here's their remaining schedule. They got the Knicks Wednesday, the Nets, the Cavs, the Magic, the Pelicans, the Mavericks twice, the Spurs, the Rockets, the Kings, and the Warriors. The Clippers will finish in the play-in tournament. After reading that schedule, the Clippers will finish in that play-in tournament. Who will finish the 6th seed? I think it'll be Golden State because of schedule, Minnesota, then LA Clippers. But in my opinion, I think it'll be Minnesota, Golden State, and the Los Angeles Clippers. You got a race for the 9th seed. It's between 3 teams, the Kings, the Suns, and then the Mavericks. I do think the Kings will make the play-in tournament, but it's most likely a race for that 10th seed. You got the Suns and the Mavericks. Let's look at their remaining schedule. The Suns play tonight against the Bucks. After that, they got Boston, Minnesota, Houston, Milwaukee, Boston, New York, Golden State, OKC, San Antonio, and Sacramento, which could be a huge game for that play-in tournament for seeding. But the Phoenix Suns have a very tough schedule. All right? The Suns have a tough schedule. I don't think they win a lot of those games, but I will not be surprised, though, okay? Because you can never count on Kevin Durant. The Mavericks have it a little pretty easier now. They're playing tonight against the Nets. They're winning right now, 32-17. Let me see how many points Anthony Davis has. He should be on the minutes restriction. All right, let me see how many points does AD have. AD, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has 6 points so far. 3 for 4 for the field. Hey, Anthony Davis is balling right now. But really don't expect much for him coming back from injury. Now let's get into the rest of the schedule. After Brooklyn tonight, they got the Knicks on Tuesday. They got the Magic, the Bulls, the Nets again, the Hawks, the Clippers twice, the Lakers, the Raptors, and then the Grizzlies. I do feel like the Mavericks, with Anthony Davis back, will make the play-in tournament. Okay, if AD stays healthy, the Mavericks are going to make the play-in. All right. Portland and San Antonio, I don't think they're going to do that much, but they're going to keep themselves in the play-in race. So by the look at the schedule, the play-in teams, I think, in my opinion, going to be Golden State, the Clippers. Golden State in the play-in is my hot take. I got Minnesota as the 6th seed. I got Golden State, the Clippers, the Kings, and then the Mavericks. All right. So this is my 1 through 10 in the East in my exact same order by the end of the season. I got the Cavs, the Celtics, the Knicks. Top 3 is going to be in that exact same order. Give me the Pacers. I'll say Detroit at 5. Yes, because Detroit has been balling lately. And give me the Bucks at 6. Pistons finishing at 5 is my hot take. But now, matter of fact, let me change my mind. I think it's going to be Indiana, Milwaukee, then Detroit. All right. Atlanta's going to finish 7. Give me Chicago at 8. Orlando and Miami in the 9 to 10 range. In the West, it's going to be OKC, Denver, Lakers, Rockets, Grizzlies, Minnesota, Golden State, LA Clippers, Sacramento Kings, and the Dallas Mavericks. Those are my 10 teams finishing in the standings in that exact same order. All right. And that concludes today's show of the Null Report. Thank you for everybody that joined. I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms at _Report. Sub to the YouTube to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live. I've been busy, so this is why I haven't been. I was supposed to go live last week, but I was very busy. But now this NBA season is coming down to the wire, the final playoff push. It's going to be very interesting, so I'm going to be live a lot. And in the playoffs, I might go live twice a week, okay? So make sure to follow me. Once again, follow me on all of my social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok at _Report. They're in my bio, and sub to YouTube. Click that bell, like, comment, and subscribe to every video. Click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live. And that's it for today's show. Have a good rest of your day. Dart out.